You woke up this morning and ate breakfast. You didn't decide that. You just did it. Around noon, you'll eat again. Tonight, you'll sit down for dinner. You've never questioned any of it. It feels like biology, like something written into you before you were born. It isn't. No doctor prescribed this. No ancient wisdom handed it down. Nobody scanned the human body and concluded. 3 meals, spaced evenly, every single day, forever. 3 meals a day is a story. And it's a much stranger story than you think. Here's the obvious answer. The one you've probably never even had to think about. Humans eat 3 times a day because that's what bodies need. Morning fuel, midday fuel, evening fuel. Simple biology. Except it's not. For most of human history, nobody ate like this. Not once. Not anywhere. So if your body didn't invent this schedule, who did? And more unsettling, does your body actually want it? Go back 23,000 years. A place called Ohalo II on the shores of what's now the Sea of Galilee. Archaeologists found small brush huts there, each built around a hearth. Scattered near those hearths, over 140 types of seeds and nuts, bones from birds, fish, small mammals. The people who lived there ate whenever food showed up, not 3 times a day, not twice, whenever. There was no mealtime, because there was no guaranteed meal. Some days, a feast. Some days, nothing. Think about that the next time you feel hangry at 12:58 because lunch is late. That panic isn't weakness. It's 23,000 years of programming meeting a clock that didn't exist for 99% of human history. But here's where it gets stranger. Around 10,000 BCE, agriculture took hold across the Fertile Crescent. Modern-day Iraq, Iran, Turkey. For the first time, food stayed put. So people stayed put too. You'd expect structure to follow immediately. It didn't. Ancient Egyptians ate 2 meals, a light one at sunrise, bread and beer, and a heavier one at night. 2, not 3. The Greeks came closer. A small morning bite called akritisma, bread dipped in wine, then a midday meal, then a bigger evening one. But none of it was fixed. You ate if you were around. You skipped if you weren't. And the Romans, the most organized civilization the ancient world had ever produced, actively distrusted eating more than once a day. Historian Caroline Yeldham has described how Romans treated frequent eating as a form of gluttony, obsessed as they were with digestion. Their real meal was cena, eaten around midday. 1 meal, that's it. The most disciplined empire in history ran on a schedule that would look, to you, like starvation. And this is the part nobody talks about. When European settlers arrived in the Americas, they were disturbed by how Native Americans ate. According to historian Abigail Carroll, author of 3 Squares, indigenous communities ate around the seasons, fasting sometimes, eating heavily other times, following no fixed daily pattern. The Europeans didn't see rhythm. They saw chaos. They called it uncivilized. That judgment mattered. It became one of the quiet forces that pushed a rigid, clock-based eating structure across the globe. Not because it was healthier, but because it looked orderly to the people in power. Somewhere in that history is a lesson about how often normal just means familiar to whoever's writing the rules. So where did the real answer come from? Since at least the 1500s, the British Royal Navy served sailors 3 set meals a day: breakfast, midday lunch, evening dinner, built entirely around the ship's working schedule. Physical labor was relentless. Fuel had to arrive on a timetable the body could count on. That's the seed. The Industrial Revolution is what made it universal. Starting around 1760 in Britain, then spreading across Europe and North America, millions of people stopped working loose, seasonal hours in fields. They started clocking into factories, fixed shifts, 1 break in the middle of the day, breakfast before work, lunch at the break, dinner after the shift. 3 meals a day wasn't a discovery about the human body. It was a scheduling solution for the human body's new relationship with the factory clock. Even the morning meal changed meaning. In medieval Christian Europe, eating before Mass was discouraged. Breakfast, which literally means breaking the night's fast, was slow to become a real meal. But you can't run a 12-hour shift on nothing. So breakfast stopped being a spiritual question and became a survival one. But the real twist is who cemented it. In the early 20th century, a health entrepreneur named John Harvey Kellogg invented cornflakes. Through aggressive marketing in the 1920s and 30s, the idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day spread everywhere. It wasn't discovered in a lab and proven true. It was sold. Cereal companies needed a permanent morning customer, so they built one. You. Sit with that for a second. A phrase you've probably repeated to someone else, unquestioned, started as an advertising strategy. Here's the real question. Not what history built, what your biology wants. Inside you is a circadian rhythm, a 24-hour internal clock running underneath everything you do. Research published in Current Biology shows meal timing affects, blood glucose, insulin sensitivity, metabolism, even how your fat cells behave. In the morning, cortisol rises, and your body becomes remarkably efficient at handling food. Insulin sensitivity is near its peak. Carbohydrates are more likely to become usable energy instead of stored fat. Eat that exact same meal late at night and the outcome flips. Blood sugar spikes higher, sleep quality drops, fat storage increases, your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, follow this same rhythm. Your body starts preparing for a meal before you take the first bite. Scientists call this physiological food anticipation. Your biology isn't passive. It's been quietly studying your habits and adjusting itself around them, whether you asked it to or not. So does your body need exactly 3 meals? No. 2, 3, even 4 can all work. As long as most of your eating happens during daylight, when your body is actually built to process it. The number was never sacred. The timing is what matters. And there's one more piece history got right by accident. For more than 23,000 years, humans haven't gathered around food only to survive. They've gathered to connect. Long before factories or cereal ads existed, shared meals built trust. They signaled safety. They still do. Research in social psychology consistently links people who eat regularly with others to greater happiness, stronger relationships, and a deeper sense of belonging. 3 meals a day. Whatever accident of history produced it, gives you 3 recurring chances to do something deeply human. Sit across from someone and just be there. So why do you eat 3 meals a day? Because sailors needed fuel on a schedule. Because factory workers needed predictable breaks. Because medieval Christians couldn't eat before Mass. Because industrial society reorganized time itself. Because a cereal company needed you at breakfast. And because, underneath all of it, your biology happened to already run on rhythms that lined up just well enough to make the whole thing stick. You didn't inherit a law of nature. You inherited a 500-year-old compromise between sailors, factories, marketing, and your own internal clock. And it got so deeply woven into daily life that it now feels like instinct. Tonight, you'll sit down for dinner, like billions of people before you. But now, when you do, you'll know exactly whose idea that was.